Do you have a great idea for a podcast? Or maybe you already have a podcast, but you're getting overwhelmed with editing or production? Head over to EndeavorPodcastSolutions.com. They have everything you need, from intros and outros to editing work, voiceover, you name it. That's EndeavorPodcastSolutions.com. Podcasting simplified.
I'm not going anywhere, 'cause I'm here to stay, I'm here to play, get used to it, nothing's gonna break me down, got a little taste of it, and now I want more, and I can't ignore the feel of it, nothing's gonna stop me now, fire on the ground, got 'em running for cover, better watch out, I'm about to take over. Time to look over my shoulder, leave them all behind, I'm about to take over.
Welcome to Daddy Issues.
Push nice and hard. You know, if your wrist is wore out by the time you get done doing this, you did something right.
This dungeon is gorgeous.
Hello and welcome.
A redhead will stuff you in her trunk and hang you on her wall and fuck you for days. Just saying. It's good times.
I go full trailer park. Let's go back to the hose. That's weird.
Ooh, gimme.
Because
Was that hot?
pardon me.
Dude, okay over there?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, their sticks are so far up their asses, it's like they're fucking puppets, and you're just...
Fuck. I can't believe you've done this.
Would you be comfortable sharing with us the name of the hotel you stayed in last night?
Woo!
Well. Look who skipped their meds today. And then it was just like, I should drink less.
I got all these daddy issues.
Yep.
Well, that was chaotic.
Isn't it always? If we don't have technical difficulties, we're failing.
I went to answer it, right, when you rang, and it opened like 5 different things on my phone. I was like, what the fuck? No, close all this. Close all of this.
You're like, no to this, also no to all of this shit.
Like, Twitter, what the fuck? No.
You're like, God damn it, Twitter, you're always in my fucking way. I can't do the Twitters, okay? If anybody has followed us on Twitter, I'm sorry, because I don't even follow us on Twitter. I mean...
I follow you on Twitter.
No, I know. I love you. Wifey for lifey, bitches. Welcome to Daddy Issues. That's my wife. You're welcome. I'll share her for an hour a week with you guys. That's all you get. It's a timetable that I have graciously bestowed upon all of you fuckers.
Next payday, listeners, should be the day that we order a new laptop for me successfully this time. So fingers fucking crossed.
I feel like there should be like some music for this. I'm gonna bed down some music just for this because it's been a reckoning coming. Okay.
It has. Don't bed down the music until it actually arrives.
Jesus Christ.
We've ordered a new laptop like 3 times so far, and some bullshit has happened every time. So don't get your hopes up yet. Let's hope that when it arrives, we'll know that it's for sure here.
Yeah, I've learned a couple things about living where she lives without living there. First, never ever count on your meds being ready. Ever. Just 6 months from whenever you need them, order them. Second thing is, well, apparently shipping is not fantastic because they'll ship different shit that doesn't even work to you and be like, that's fine.
That's the thing. I order stuff all the time, and this is the only time shit like this has happened is with this laptop scenario. It's like, here's what I think. I think the laptops that we ordered before were damaged in transport, and they just didn't want to cop to it. And so they're like, oh, they weren't home. And it was like, you got delivered to a store. Don't give me there was no one home. It's a store.
So, yeah. I feel like this is a good time to bring you in on a little weekday treat I experienced.
Ooh.
Yeah. Shout out to Chik-fil-A, who still has my business. Where can I start with this? Okay. You know how you go, I'm sure you know this, how you go to a drive-thru. Okay, this is the most American thing ever. People are like, do you order bacon?
You can.
You
Don't
probably.
test me.
That's right. We can throw it on that chicken sandwich, damn it. By the way, I know people hate Chick-fil-A because they're not LGBTQ, friendly, and I'm for it. I get you. I totally understand that. My friend, as a fuck you to Chick-fil-A, proposed to her girlfriend in front of it.
Nice.
So, you know what? Turnabout's fair play for us gays. But anyway, I was at Chick-fil-A, and I was not driving. This is an important piece of the information, because if I were, I probably would be in jail right now. But I was a passenger, front seat, front and center, we'll say. And my kid's in the back. So already I am kind of a mama bear always with that one. He's my only one. So I'm a little attached. And I'm trying to get in the line, and this bitch, well, I was in line. I'm not trying to get in the line. I'm in the line, okay? I'm about to turn into there's such a line for Chick-fil-A that it's backed up, right? So everybody is waiting in the long-ass line. I'm about to turn into their actual parking lot now because I've made it that far in the line, right?
Yeah.
So this bitch decides that she's gonna come, not wait at all, block traffic from the opposing direction, cut me off, and get in the lane.
Oh, hell no.
Thank you! Fucking thank you! Because that's exactly what I said. I was like, I was like, this is about to be a head-to-head. I ain't even fucking doing it today. This is gonna be a thing, okay? So this is what happens. I basically turn to my driver, and I'm like, hey, this is about to be a fucking fight. Because I hate when people do something fucked up and expect you to validate that decision. No, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna fucking do that for you. You're about to wait.
Oh, yeah. The dickheads that cut you off, and then when you pass them, they give you a shitty look like you're the asshole. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. You're the asshole of the week, people. All of you. You know who you are, assholes. I don't even care if you're our listeners. You're still a dick if you do this. If you see a line of people waiting and you're like, nah, don't be surprised if I'm the bitch who's gonna get mad at you. So this is what happened. So she inches in and I inch in. And she inches in, and I inch in. And it goes like this all the way up into the lane. And
Did you maintain eye contact the whole time you were inching in?
You know me. I mean, I was
Come on,
fucking...
bitch, test me.
Dude, I yelled in my car. I was like, bitch, this isn't the fucking car, okay? Maybe my last one, this ain't the car, okay? Because this one, I don't give a fuck about. Like, I will straight up total my shit into you if you piss me off enough. But I have a kid in the car, so now I have a screaming child asking for chicken nuggets, and this bitch is about to cut us out of the deal because there is no other lane. And this was my favorite part, when you're doing said fucked up thing, never roll down your window to me, okay? Because I will respond. I will.
She did not.
Yes, she did. Yes, she fucking did. I don't know.
Florida, man. What the fuck is wrong with Florida people?
Dude, this woman, I'm sorry. Like, I judged her within 2 seconds before her entire window was rolled down. I was like, oh, I already got your number and you're so fucked. So she rolls down her window and she says this, understand, I hope you're listening, bitch. Understand there are two ways to enter? No, there's not.
No, there's not.
No, there's fucking not. There's one way in and there's one way out. It's literally a backwards P. A Q, if you'd like. A lowercase q. Okay? It definitely is not two ways. In one direct, like, no. So, she, like, does the worst fucking thing she possibly could. And you know what I struggle with inside my brain, so you know what I mean by this. That's the private joke between you and I, because I already know the beast inside that she's reckoning with, because someone wants to eat, okay?
Yeah.
Okay? They are going to fucking eat, and this bitch is standing between her and that food. So, I was like, uh-oh. And it occurred to me in my crazy stupor that I could stand in front of her car, right? And, like, just let my driver go around and
get the food
and get right. But then I thought this, because this bitch is such a fucking dick, like, she was probably gonna, move up and touch me with her car, at which point I was gonna crawl up that bitch. Like, I don't want anything.
And she's already got her window rolled down too. You can just crawl into her car and whoop her ass because she got, like, she doesn't know who she's fucking with.
It's too much, people. It's too much. Listen. Shade queen, not shade assistant manager. I will fuck your day up. I am not here to fuck with you, but if you start shit with me, I am a shit finisher all day long, motherfucker. Yep. I am not here for that. So then I'm like going through scenarios in my mind, and this is what I came up with. Because she now has muscled us out of the entire drive-thru. So now I can't even, I've waited, I can't even order my food. No. I worked the barn that day. That's not a day I'm going to skip meals, okay? I shoveled shit for 4 hours. Fuck off. I'm about to tear this building apart.
This is why you should always carry some of the shit you have to shovel from the horses with you. You could have thrown that in her car. Like in her actual car window.
Once again, people, have a wife. Excellent idea plan. Going forward, I have a strategy. A life strategy. Okay? So this
I can't take credit for it. That's straight from Mongolia, man.
So now I'm a fucking proactive bitch. Hell no was she about to get served while I am literally outside of the lane. So I get out of the car. I go straight up to the guys. So Chik-fil-A is so, like, proactive with trying to deal with the long lines that they get, that they actually have attendants outside.
Nice.
And they're like kids, right? Really well paid kids. So I went out there and I was like, you and you. And they're like, yes, ma'am. I was like, oh, this is great. This is just like at work. I was like, don't serve. I was like, you see that Honda CRV over there? Black. And the kid goes, black? And I go, yeah. And he goes, yes. And I go, don't serve that vehicle. I was like, also, can you go get your manager for me? And he goes, yes, ma'am. I was like, oh, God. Y'all would be fantastic slaves. Y'all should look at my pricing point. So anyway, they bring out the manager, and the attendants are still standing there. It's definitely her time to be served. She's not, okay? And I tell the manager what's going on, and at first he handles me like any other client because he probably thought I was fucking insane. And some of you listening are probably like, ooh, she's not 100%. And no, I'm not. Yeah. I am the crazy white bitch you've heard about, okay? I hide her. She doesn't come out often. She is not normally combative, but you fuck with my food or my family and it's over. Okay? It's over. So I tell the guy what's going on, and like he's, trying to diffuse the situation. I was like, no, you don't understand. This is personal. The bitch almost hit my car, which is true. Almost hit my car to get me out of the lane. I was like with my kid in the car, and he goes, oh. Well, we actually have a code of conduct. I was like, for your patrons? He goes, yes, ma'am. He goes, well, here, I have a solution. So he comps me a meal, which, by the way, I didn't even want the free shit. I was happy to pay for it in my lane.
Yeah.
But I told him thank you. Like, I was like, I even said to him, this is so not your fault. I said, I really just don't want her to be served.
I know. I would have been like, no, I'm not going to take the free meal because I don't mind paying for it. I came here to pay for my meals, but it's just this bitch here.
I think, okay, so I started fighting him on the free meal thing, kind of like you. And he said, he started correcting me. He was like, no. He's like, just go park over there. He's like, I don't want you to have to wait in line again. Yada, yada, yada. I was like, okay, fine. But then when he came back, he was like, before he went to get our order, right? Before he went back inside, I continued to tell him my position, right? And again, I was expecting him to just kind of blow me off, honestly.
Yeah, here's free food. Go away.
Right.
Go away now.
And what ended up happening was he told me that they ban patrons. So I was like, all right, I'm listening. He's like, I'm going to ban her. He's like, but only a manager can do it. He goes, so I'm going to go back in there. And when she comes around, I'm going to tell her this is her last visit at this establishment. And I was like, oh, I'm so gonna know if you did that for real because this bitch is petty as fuck.
Yeah, she's gonna lose her shit. Did she lose her shit?
Well, okay, because we had two ideas. The first idea, he even said, he was like, I feel like if I ask her to pull out of line, she's gonna sit there and cause more of a traffic problem than she already has. And I was like, probably, because she's a dick.
Uh-huh.
And then we came up with let her, this is how fucked up I am. I was like, let her order her last meal. Because he asked me out, like, he was asking me how to handle it. I'm like, okay, y'all work for me now. So I told him, I was like, no, serve her last meal and then tell her she can't ever come back. I was like, by the way, couldn't she just come back? He goes, oh, actually, ma'am. He goes, we don't have a very long list of offenders, but we actually take their license plates. So even if they change cars, because everything is on video camera, before we serve them, we know their license plate number. I was like, oh, you just made my week.
So worth the bitch, you're banned.
So sure as shit, petty ass bitch tries parking next to us when she finds out that she's not allowed to return while I'm eating my large ass meal for free. We end up basically looking her straight in the face and giving her the same smile she gave us, like, enjoying the meal, have fun. Because don't fuck with me. That's why. No. Okay? First Chick-fil-A infraction, it's your last. Watch me work. Okay? Now you have to drive to another city because this is the only one in my city, so you're fucked. Ha ha. I won.
You only have one Chick-fil-A in your city? I thought you lived in a bigger town than that.
I do live in a big city, but there's only the one. It's because we have, like, hundreds of restaurants outside of fast food. Like, hundreds of them.
Yeah.
So, but dude, and the funniest thing about all of it is while I was eating, I was like, this bitch does not even fucking know what I'm up for. Because it was one of those days where it's like, yeah, I'll total this fucking car. Come on. You know? Same week, shit you not, someone tried to get me to hit them so they could sue me. Now, this is not my first rodeo. So not only did they not pull it off, but I ended up having a witness. So they were super screwed. But I did utter the words, take that fucking neck brace off of your neck before you actually need it. Because they literally grabbed it from their back seat after they fake hit me.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, bitch, I will fucking make you need that. No. I was like, no. You picked the wrong car. Okay? No. I already know what you're fucking doing. Let's wait for the police to get here. I'll call.
Yeah, totally.
Assholes. I just, and this is why I bring this up. We have reached a point in society where motherfucker has the audacity to roll down the window and talk shit to me. Actually referred to me and the person driving as ugly. Which I was like, you know what I said to her? I was like, honey, I'm covered in sweat. You give me a shower in 10 minutes, I'll be the hottest bitch you've ever seen, and your husband will leave you. Like, seriously? Watch your mouth when you're talking to me. You want to know what's ugly? Calling someone ugly. How about that?
Oh, man. See, I absolutely... See, that's the thing, though. It's not that you've reached a point in society where this happens. It's that you've reached a point in society that this now happens in nicer neighborhoods.
It's not just that.
I got into a screaming match while driving with another woman who was driving right next to me with our windows rolled up, and we could still hear each other in like a shady area of Dallas. She was like, "You got a problem?" I'm like, "Yeah, bitch, move over." Like, just
dude. Yeah. Well, no. And here's the other. Here's where I'm really going with it. We've reached a point where if you're doing a fucked up thing, you have the audacity to confront me about the fucked up thing and act like I'm fucked up for not letting you do it, bitch. In kindergarten, you learned to wait in line. Get back there. Don't tell me there's 2 lanes. I'll fuck your I mean... Hey,
Shade, you want to hear something that'll blow your mind?
Yeah.
The drive-thrus here,
yeah,
they go the opposite way.
Oh, my God.
They go the opposite way around the building.
But
it's
I'll bet...
fucking weird.
But I'll bet they don't have... I'll bet y'all don't have these knockdown, drag-out fights at a Chik-fil-A.
We don't have Chick-fil-A.
Well, that solves that. It's America's addiction.
That's why we don't have it, because there's no Chick-fil-A over here. So everybody's just like, eh.
Dude,
like Burger King, for example. Burger King here in my town, right? There is no drive-through. You park up and you walk in that bitch.
They're like,
and if you're lazy, you better take your ass to McDonald's, because you ain't going to get no Whopper. And no Whopper for you, lazy ass.
They're like, fast food, kinda. Like, as fast as you can walk. Like,
see, that's the thing. I don't mind. Like, I don't give a shit that, like, there's not as many drive-thrus, because a lot of our places there's not. Like, yeah. McDonald's has a drive-thru, KFC has a drive-thru. And but most places, they don't do the drive-thru thing. They're like in towns where you have to like go in. But I don't mind that at all. What I miss is the freaking little bank shoot-up tube things over there.
Oh.
When you drive up, you pull up to the bank and you put your shit in and it just goes.
Yeah. Yep.
And they don't have that over here. And I'm like, you guys need to get those. Fuck the fast food shit. Get those fucking tube things at the bank. They're great.
So, wifey, I'm about to blow your mind and totally send you a link after we record. There is okay, imagine that, but with a fish. Okay?
I saw that video.
See? Dude.
I saw that. What the fuck, man?
Okay, if you ever need to relocate fish from one lake to a new destination, just get yourself a shitload of tubing. Like, they literally put this tube, it's, I don't know, probably about a foot wide, and they put this tubing. About that,
yeah.
Yeah, they put this tubing, and they wet it, and they shoot these motherfuckers from one lake to destination B.
Dude, imagine that on a human scale. Like, you're walking along, you're fucking chilling, you're about to light a cigarette, fucking walking down the street. All of a sudden, an unknown force picks you up, shoves you in a tube that's underwater so you can't breathe, and you just go shooting over to the next town, and then you just come out and you're like, what the fuck?
You're like, now I don't even know where my friends are. It's probably
do I live here now? Is that what's going on?
It probably feels like being sucked through a condom for like 30 minutes.
There's going to be like a whole generation of fucking fish in that new lake that are like, all the other fish think they're crazy, like they've been abducted by aliens. No, I'm serious. I was swimming.
No,
and
Bill.
all of a sudden I saw this light, and this being grabbed me and just pulled me into the air. And they did all kinds of weird shit to me. And all the other fish are like, yeah, okay, sure thing.
They're like, yeah,
somebody
all right.
Stop serving him.
Somebody gave Bill the blue algae. Uh-oh. Let me ask you, Texan sister, why is it not okay to just reclaim our land and go back to the way shit was? When you knew that I had a shotgun at home, you were less likely to approach my yard and rape my wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the reason that you can't reclaim your land is none of that shit's yours.
Well, it's none of ours. We don't even. I mean, at the rate we're going, it's not even going to be anybody's land in another decade. We're about to all be out of here.
That's the thing, right? All right, let me tell you right quick. I know it seems off topic, but it's really fucking not. I am having one of the worst periods ever right now.
Oh my God!
Like the last 3 days, because I have a double uterus. So when I have a period, it's like having two at once. So for the past 3 days, I've been unable to move, speak, message, just curled up in a ball. Damn nearly in tears. I'm feeling better today, obviously, because I'm recording. But the emotions are there. Like, my period this month wants me to write an entire essay on why peace is bullshit. And this is a perfect example of what that would be entailed in that essay, right? It's not. It's not soon to not be anyone's. It's already not anyone's, right? We have been so effectively conditioned to think that this little piece is ours and nobody can touch it. It's ours and it belongs to us and it belongs to our family. And all those other people, fuck all those other people. When in reality, the elite, the 1%, the top earners globally own all of this shit. All of it.
Yep.
But we've just been conditioned to think that if we just work hard and stuff like that, blah, 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 we'll be able to be one of them one day. No, we won't. We are peasants. It's the same as it was in medieval times, but covertly.
I was going to say without the pomp and circumstance.
Yeah, without people knowing it. It's psychological warfare, and it's been taking part across the globe for fucking ever.
Yep. Still have
forever.
We're not an aristocracy, but
and that is why peace is bullshit. Because there's no such thing. There's no such thing as peace. Peace, what people think of when they think of peace is like everyone getting along and waving to your neighbor and all of us living in harmony. And that's bullshit. That's not what it is in the sense of the real world we live in. What peace is everybody keeping their mouth shut and keeping their head down and just doing whatever they're told and not causing any trouble. I mean, look at it. Look at the world around us in the name of keeping peace. Oh, you're so violent. Oh, but they're just as bad as them and they're all violent and we should just try to achieve a peaceful world. And I'm like, a peaceful world means a ruling class gets to lord it up and spend all of our fucking money while we bust ass every day and don't say anything. Fuck peace. It's time for war. Do you think that, like, okay.
Fuck peace. It's time for war. That is so my wife. This is why we don't give you the red button. Go on, honey.
Like, okay, you look at, let's say white people. We're the worst offenders. And
white people are really white people were what's wrong with everything most of the time.
Well,
if you look back, it's white.
But it's not just white though, is it? It's white and rich. All the other white people think that no, because they're one of us. No, they're fucking not. Because they're rich. They don't count as white. They don't count as black. They don't count as nothing but fucking weird-ass rich people that do fucking stupid, bizarre shit, like run child sex rings.
Or worse. There's entire hunting grounds for rich people where they hunt like actual people. They'll take people and they hunt them and they harvest. It's horrific. People don't realize how fucked up this world is and they think it's only going on in other countries. Nah, motherfucker.
Oh, no.
It's about who has the most resources, and it's never us.
It's never going to be us either. And that's the thing. A lot of white people don't first of all, don't know their roots. I mean, God, I'm 41 and I just found out where my bloodline originated in the world this year. I just found that out. And
where?
Secondly,
I'm curious. Don't just leave me hanging.
My bloodline, you can thank Munster, Ireland.
Oh, I knew you were a Celtic one. I fucking knew it.
Right? You look back, and a lot of people, especially in America, I won't even go that far back. I won't even go as far back as the Celts and like prehistoric sort of Iron Age badasses. I'll just take you back to like a few hundred years, our actual forefathers in America. If somebody had pulled the shit that our politicians pull back then, people, include white people, would have ransacked their house, burned it to the ground, danced on the ashes.
Yeah,
And
that's
been
how
like,
shit
fuck
used
you,
to
you're
be.
not in charge, you don't get to treat people like that. But somewhere along the way, we've lost that. We're just like, oh, well,
Do you think they learned how to
really
pacify us? Do you think that's how it's gone on this line? Because think about it, it's like large scale crowd control.
It is, and it's a combination of techniques. The large-scale crowd control came about primarily after the Vietnam War. But as far as learning to condition us and pacify us, no. That's the thing. They haven't pacified us at all. All they've done is taken every human being's psychological prehistoric urge to belong to a tribe of some sort or a clan and used it to pit us against each other. Oh, well, the rich kids can't play with the poor kids. Oh, well, the white kids can't play with the black kids or the Mexican kids. Oh, well, they're not like us. That's what they've done. And they've done it for so long and so effectively that it is so completely ingrained in our minds that most white people don't fucking know any better. And most black people are just like, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? And rightly don't trust white people. No one should, because the elite ruling class has always been white people. Rothschild, everybody likes to go on about Rothschild. Here's an example. He's one of the most well-known eccentric elite rich people from the fucking Victorian era.
Yeah.
It's not a modern thing. It's just that it's been going on for so long that people think this is the way it is. And they've forgotten the days when we would just straight up burn down their house. And seize all their shit. No, we're done.
I'm telling you, there's something to be said for a time and this is where I should have lived in the grand scheme of the world timeline. I should have lived in the period of time past the Middle Ages, because I would have talked too much and probably gotten my head cut off, knowing me. But, back in the day where if you roll up on my land, it's mine, and no matter what happens, only one of us get to stay. I miss that. I miss that road justice.
Though? Like, if you think about it, when was that? Like, because even in the times of the Celts and shit like that, that land still wasn't yours. It belonged to the clan leader. And then after clan leaders were gone and the first King William, came into power, then it went to the lords, who were originally the clan leaders, but then it evolved into just rich Ponzi people. So the land has never been ours, is the thing.
Damn
but people don't they think that it's a concept that's real. They think that this ownership is something that they have. But realistically, if you own your own farm right now, and any farmer can tell you, they can talk as much shit as they want, but any actual farmer can tell you this. If the government wants to, they can come and seize that shit.
Yep. I know that's true. I know that's true. I do know that's true.
Yeah. So nothing, like, we are fighting each other over stupid shit like how somebody prays, fucks, or what they look like, when in reality, we're all fighting for the scraps, at the table of these dickheads. Fuck them. Let's burn down their houses. Let's go old school. Let's bring back drinking from the skulls of your enemies.
There you go. There you go. Now that's a great party game that we've really missed over the past couple centuries. Let's bring it back.
Right. White people, if you want to feel empowered and not be a Nazi piece of shit, paint some blue Celtic symbols on yourself and go beat the shit out of your local Nazi and then kill your landlord.
The violence. You know what my sister says that I totally love her for? Because every time she says it with like a quiet, sly voice, which she's already a really tiny person, so it's already eerie as fuck.
Your sister's adorable.
I fucking love her. So she goes, just when people start pissing you off, just under your breath, tell them, I believe in violence. She was like, it works. She goes, I say it. And I told her, I was like, my wife would be kissing your face for saying that right now. I said, she's always encouraging me to let out my inner bitch. And occasionally I'll let her free, but it's a special occasion. It has to.
Yeah.
There are certain criteria in which it takes for me to get really livid, and that day it was a collection of things. Somebody pretended to almost hit my car to get insurance fraud. That was the same day.
Oh, God,
Okay.
that's fucking annoying.
It was a rough day. And then I thought I had shaken the Etch-a-Sketch because, like, I went and worked with the horses and everything was good there. And then later in the afternoon, this happens. I'm like, whoa. Stop fucking thinking that you can just whatever. It's not okay. And the worst part is that so many people that do the fucked up thing get away with it. So I'm here to end that. She goes, you're going to have a heart attack. I was like, this is the way I want to go. Okay? Like, she
told you were going to have a heart attack.
She told me that me and my...
You weigh like 2 pounds. And I'm picturing this woman being a fat Karen that's got a let's talk to the manager haircut or something.
I wasn't going to go into this, but she was a tiny Asian.
Really?
Yes, let's all be shocked. I mean, we've all seen an Asian try and, now listen, we've all seen an Asian try and total their shit into us. That I expect, okay? It's the fight in her that I was like, woo! No. Because I'm not that nice. I said this.
Yeah, but to be fair, that does explain the heart attack comment because to like most Asian people, you could be a size 2 and it's like you're a fat ass.
I'm huge. I'm a 00, you fuckers. Like I'm small.
That's why we gotta when we order clothes from Japan or China, we have to order like 6 sizes bigger than our actual sizes.
Dude, when she called me ugly, right out of my fucking lung to tongue, I just was like, yeah, well, I'm a shower and 10 minutes away from stealing your husband. So watch out. I'm like not here for that bullshit. Listen, in my day-to-day, I don't really need to dress up. I do production, editing, and stuff like that. So, like, I don't need to be looking like a supermodel every day of my life. But when I put in a little effort, watch out, okay? I'm okay. I'll hold my own that night.
Oh, well, I'm glad that you made it through unscathed and that she has to now go to, like...
another city.
Drive miles out of her way to get Chik-fil-A.
Yeah, bitch. Fuck with me. Fuck with me. Okay, so we need to get into some actual BDSM related stuff. First of all, you had what I would like to refer to as a fucking awesome weekend.
Yes, I did.
Yeah. Guys, oh my God, whatever you're imagining, she is capable of more. Okay? Because I have seen the photos.
Why don't I got to give a shout out first, and then I'll tell you all about it. Because I want to give a shout out to Attention Horrors. Okay. Because I was waiting for a lift a couple of weeks back for a modeling gig. And, I'd run out of stuff to listen to. I'd run out of my regular podcast. And I was like, okay, I'll download an episode of this, and I'll check it out. Because it's true crime, but it's also like supernatural stuff and aliens and Bigfoot, and I'm just like, this will be hilarious. I'm going to listen. So I was sat there listening, and when I heard their voices, like their tone and how in your face they are reminded me a bit of another show that I fucking hate. And was like, oh Christ, what am I stuck lining to now?
There's no way that they invented another show with content.
No, it didn't sound exactly like it, but it felt like that sort of like in your face, like loud, what the fuck, dude, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
And I was just like, okay, great. So now I'm stuck listening to this because I didn't download anything else. And I'd listened to all the other stuff that was on my phone. And so I was like, that's fine. I'll fucking rant and rave about him. I'll just listen for the edgy humor and the like talking shit about women and talking shit about gay people and trying to be racist, but in an edgy way. And that sort of bullshit that you get with the other show.
Right.
But that moment didn't come. And I was like, okay, so
you're like,
let's listen for dog whistles. Yeah, let's listen for dog whistles. No dog whistles. Then I laughed a couple of times. And I was like, okay, so maybe they're not, you know, they have that attitude, but they're not pieces of shit, garbage people.
Okay.
And,
Open-minded as ever.
Yeah, and I was like, well, that's interesting. I've never heard anything like that before. Usually you hear these type of guys that are all loud and boisterous and fucking, you know, and they're a piece of shit 9 times out of 10. And then he talked shit about a guy for being homophobic, and I was like, okay.
You're like, and I'm getting sold for the price of you're not homophobic.
Right?
Yay!
And talked shit about a guy for being sexist, and I was just like,
ding, ding, ding.
Then, okay. So then I relaxed and was able to like just listen to the episode, and it was actually pretty funny. And so I've listened to a few other episodes now, and I reached out on Twitter, and they responded and were super sweet, you know, and chill.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to give them a shout out because they not only entertained me, they called attention to my preconceived notions of men and their behavior. Because usually guys like that, the loud, the have a beer and be silly and talk shit to each other. You know, like at one point, dude, one of the hosts, there's 3 of them. One of the hosts was like, do you have any questions? And the other one was like, why are you so fucking stupid? You know, like normally guys that have that kind of humor are garbage people.
Yeah.
But that was wrong of me because they're not. And it challenged me a bit. I was like, okay, so I'm the bitch here.
Wow. Everybody stand back for a moment of silence on that. Holy shit. I don't think I've ever. Right? I can't even. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, like it like kind of blew my mind a bit. Like, what? And yeah, they are edgy in the topics that they talk about and how they have dark humor. Like they have that dark, edgy humor, but without the racism, without the sexism, without the rape jokes, without being pieces of shit about it. They walk a really fine line. Now, some of it, I could absolutely see why some people would be offended by some of the stuff they said, but I'm not.
Right.
Like I wasn't. So far, I've listened to a bunch of episodes, and they try to be as respectful as possible. And the thing is, like, I don't know. It was like, oh, okay, so you can be dark and edgy and push that boundary without being a piece of shit.
Hey, look, we do that all the time every week. Welcome to Daddy Issues.
We do, but when have you seen guys be able to do that?
No, I know. And actually, you're dead on with that. I am all about, by the way, networking with other podcasters. So if you're one, let us know. Send us a DM.
Oh, she's ever so good. She's ever so good.
Oh, yeah.
You're the best.
I really am trying to build a community for podcasters. On top of that, I can help you guys with editing, producing, or podcast startups. So let me know. And those of you who have worked with me already know this. I am a stickler for giving you the best product that I possibly could. Like the best possible product that exists with what you're giving me. You know what I mean? I
know exactly what you mean.
Because what? How do you know?
Because anytime I talk to you, it's quality.
Oh, look at her. Man, if I were right there right now, I think she was trying to get laid.
I wanted to get laid, I'd just tie you up, darling.
This is true. She knows the way to my heart, hanging me on a wall. There you go. Anyway, back to your weekend, which is why we're here.
My weekend. Right. So
I'm so excited.
So this weekend I went to a very good friend of mine's. Well, she's not a very good friend of mine. She's a friend of mine. But
Jesus, you rein that in fast.
She's steadily like climbing up to being a very good friend. But I can't say I've spent enough time with her to consider one yet.
Okay.
But she is a friend of mine.
Okay.
And she has a dungeon in the top of her house. Which when you pull up to the house, it looks like just a house. Like I didn't know there was even a room up there.
Oh, I love that. Just like that house we saw for sale, and then like they're like, also check out this dungeon we have.
Well, it was really nice, and she invited me there to teach me how to use and electrify fish hooks and to use needles in play.
Yes.
And I got to practice with my single tail a bit. Single tail whip, for those of you that don't know what I meant by that. There are pictures up on FetLife of everything, but yeah, so she showed me how to do the needles first, which was good. But when I was fine putting them through the guy's nutsack. And here's a little tip. If you're ever putting needles through a guy's nutsack, pay very close attention to the location of the veins, which I did, and there was no blood. When I took the needles out, didn't bleed at all.
Wow.
There was a little bit on a couple at the top, but not like they weren't bleeding.
Are these?
When you saw the pictures, there's no blood there.
There isn't. Her work is. I mean, and I would know about surgeon quality. I'm just saying.
I wouldn't call myself surgeon quality yet, but I'm getting there.
No, your work is pretty pristine. Listen, let me explain something to you about anybody who isn't a surgeon in the medical field. If they aren't, they'll botch it. Okay? So you're okay. Yeah, no, if there's no bleeding, you're doing great. Fantastic. I will trust you next time I have a gash if I can't do it myself. Although I've been known to reset my own arm because I did that.
Yes,
but anyway.
It was good that you did that, though. Yeah.
It really was. It saved me needing surgery, swear. I mean, really, by resetting it the way I did, he was like, clean work. He was like, I mean, really? He was like, did you pass out after? He was so intrigued. He was like, did you pass out after? I was like, nah. I was like, I did drink a lot of water and I had a migraine.
Right. When you have a migraine, you can't feel fucking anything else. But yeah, so I go upstairs and she's got her slave that we're practicing on. And he's chained to this. There's like a stock, like the stocks that goes around your neck and your wrist.
Yep.
Right. Mm-hmm. Hanging from the ceiling with chains. And he's already naked and blindfolded in there. And so he gets on the medical bench. And she does 3 and shows me how and explains everything and how to do it. And then I do 3. And we took a picture.
I saw. Take a selfie.
I was so excited. But yeah, so then
I feel weird saying this, but that was a really well done nutsack.
I mean, it was. I think it came out really well. A
gaggle of nuts with fish hooks.
Yeah, the fish hooks came next. So after the needles, we took a little bit of a break and had him refill our wine glasses. And
dude, you made him walk after that?
Pardon?
No, I'm just talking out loud.
What'd you say? He could walk after that. Yeah. Well, he's a masochist. He loves it.
Oh, man. I gotta find me some more of them. Just let me kick you in the ass. Let me take my heel and put it up your fucking...
Have you seen those heels that have a butt plug for the heel bit? Oh, they're so great.
They're pretty fantastic. For those of you who don't know what we're referring to, you can bang back a couple episodes and listen. But otherwise, there are high heels dominatrixes that have butt plugs at the end of it. So you can literally kick their ass and plug it. It's fucking awesome. Go on.
It's amazing. But yeah, so after that, we put him back on the table. And she explained the fish hooks, which she has a proper sterilizer downstairs, and in the dungeon she has a baby sterilizer.
Yep,
like for bottles and stuff. For stuff that she uses with her slave, nobody else uses this stuff. It's just her and her slave. But the fish hooks that we used were freshly bought; they were brand new.
Yep.
So she showed me how to do the fish hooks and get them in. Key here, get smooth fish hooks. Do not get fish hooks that have the barb on the end. You will never get the fuckers out again.
I was just about to ask about that because that was my only question. Because I saw the photos, but it was unclear with the photos. So thank you. Go on.
Yeah, so smooth fish hooks. And they are fiddly because unlike the needles where you can just like stick them straight through, you have to curve. You have to stick it through, and then curve it round.
Guys right now are grabbing their nuts like, why? But some of them are like, oh yeah, that's how I like it. You slide that in.
Well, we did another sort of ladder of them, and left them for a minute, and then we got the E-stem unit, and we hooked it to.
Oh my God. I know exactly what that is because of physical therapy. So go on.
Yeah, so we used an E-stem unit, and we held, in the red clamp, the non-grounding one.
Right, the mean one.
We held a piece of copper wire in that clamp, and you just touch it you lay it across the fish hook. So it doesn't touch the skin, you want it to just touch the hooks. Oh. And it electrified the hooks. Oh,
science.
I know. I felt absolutely like a mad scientist. It was fabulous.
Dude, you're like you're like Bill Dildo, the science guy. Like you're like,
I will sex tape.
Right? This would be great. I'll bet there's a Bill Nye porno. I'm just saying.
There has to be.
There has to be.
There's a porno for everything.
There's a Bob Ross one. I'm just saying.
There's a Bigfoot one.
Oh,
dude,
God.
That's what, as a matter of fact, it was hilarious because I've seen it, and then I heard those fuckers at Attention Horrors talking about it on their Bigfoot episode because they did a whole thing on Bigfoot, but at the end of the episode, they did a whole thing on just Bigfoot porn.
Kindred spirits.
Bigfoot porn.
Kindred spirits. You should ask them if they want to join us on the show. They should totally join us. We need some guests this year.
Oh my God. Can we, I'm going to ask them if they'll come and do a segment called Ask Straight White Guys.
Oh, I love it.
So we can ask them questions.
I love it.
We can ask them like, you're a straight white guy. Tell me, why are you guys so obsessed with butt stuff?
And they should be able to, and in return, tell them that they're allowed to ask us female relationship or BDSM related questions. I'll bet that'll fill them.
Yeah, they can't ask like, what's your bank sort code and PIN number?
Right. No. Topic related people. You can ask us about strains too, because we're here for that. But, let's not go insane, people. We don't care about your car.
But yeah, there's probably totally a Bill Nye porn out there.
If there's a Bob Ross one, there's a Bill Nye one. I'm just saying.
For sure. And honestly, porn industry, I'm in the sex industry. I've been in the sex industry forever. And I just want to say, what the fuck? Yeah. Leave him alone. Leave Bob Ross alone. Leave him alone.
In my mind, Bob Ross has a certain demeanor that should never be put without pants. Okay?
I don't picture him having genitalia. He's Bob Ross. He is above that sort of thing.
He's like a Ken doll with a fro. He's like a 70s Ken doll. So don't fuck with Bob Ross. What is he gonna? Oh, this is such a pretty. No.
Stop with it. There are so many people you can make a porn about besides him.
But
literally anyone else, go for it. But leave him alone. Leave him and Mr. Rogers the fuck alone.
Seriously though, I just have to be honest with you. Part of our intro is Bob Ross's son. And it's him going, push nice and hard until if your wrist gets wore out, you've done something right. And I'm like, yes. Yes.
Yeah, but that's his son. Son of Bob Ross's fair game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They even look alike. It's adorable. And then Bob Ross, have you seen the episode? I don't know why I'm going on this tear right now, but have you seen the episode?
Let's talk about kinky stuff. But first, Bob Ross.
Hold on. Just one more second. Have you seen the episode where he has a squirrel in his pocket and does the entire... Oh, he's a man of the woods.
It's everything so pure in this world.
I love him. All right,
Did you see back to the where he released it.
Back to the Kink Festival on his nutsack. All right, we've electrified the nuts in ladder form. Go.
We've electrified the nuts. So we let them sit for a minute, and then we took the fish hooks out, and took another break. Had him refill our wine glasses, and chilled out and had a chat, and then we. That's when we put him up on the St. Andrews, and I got to practice with the single tail. My friend Miss Leatherclad, Mistress Marlene, has such a great selection of whips. Holy shit.
Don't
she's
you love
got
someone who's like, it's almost like going into her closet and seeing all of her shoes. You know what I'm saying?
I know. Oh, girl, she had a shoe section.
I saw.
With just all of her shoes. I was like,
I
goals.
saw. Yes. Okay, so this dungeon is pretty dope for any woman ever. You know, it's got everything you need and all the heels you dreamed of. Okay?
Seriously. I love it. She got one of her slaves bought her a new pair of boots today as well. I was like, I'm so jealous.
I'm a boot whore. If you like leather, then you'll love me. And you can donate to the cause because I wear leather and boots. And I mean, it's 100 degrees out and I'll still wear leather. And on top of it, now that I have my horses, like they wear leather too. So support the cause. Anyway. So you had a selection of whips, just like I do. We match.
I first tried the horsehair because
my God,
my horsehair whip. Pardon?
I said, my, look at you go.
Well, my horsehair whip is not horsehair.
Yeah,
I ordered it. It arrived, and it is for sure the hair of some like slave somewhere, some political prisoner, some sort of. But I reckon it's synthetic, to be honest. But it's not
You're
horsehair.
like, this is a war crime horse whip.
It's either fake or war crime. One of the two. There is no in between.
You're like, it could be from China, synthetic, or it could have been harvested off of a child. I don't know. Let you be the judge.
But whatever it is, it's for sure not horsehair. And hers was proper horsehair, and it was absolutely beautiful. And so we warmed up with that. And then I got to use the single tail, and she showed me a bit about how to aim it really well, because that's what I wanted to practice in, because I'm quite good with floggers and stuff like that. But single tail, they can get a bit wild. They can be a bit unruly sometimes. So whipped him for a while, took him down, put him on the spanking bitch. And obviously we were taking turns with everything.
Right.
So he was getting whipped by both of us. And I was like, hey, you want to try my cricket bat? Because she was like, bring like a toy if you want. And I brought my cricket bat because I've become very fucking attached to it.
It's so pretty. And it was made from
satisfying.
love.
When you hear the sound it makes, it's like,
it's addicting.
And other doms are just like, and I'm like, try it. And I
try it.
I was like, here, have a go with the cricket bat. And she starts spanking him with it. And she's smiling and giggling. And she's like, we're going to have to get a cricket bat. I have to have one now. This is great. Because it makes such a satisfying thwonk when it hits him. Because it's so weighty compared to like a paddle or something.
Exactly. Oh, man. I can imagine it. It's like a heavy / slightly hollow sound of their pain.
It's more like, all right, have you ever just slapped the shit out of someone or like punched someone in the face and it fully connected that kind of smack sound? It's like that. It's just like
the fifth. I'm going to play the fifth on this and just nod. And look elsewhere. I'm not you know me. I'm not very aggressive. I'm very verbal, but I'm not very aggressive.
Well,
we're trying to change that.
It's really deserved.
You're like, I know you've gotten mean. You're like, don't even lie. You're like, bitch, I know you
come on the internet and lie like that.
Yeah, she's right. Okay, I know the sound. All right, I know the sound of which she speaks. There, see, don't lie to your wives. You'll feel guilty. I couldn't even make it 4 seconds. This is why I'm not aggressive. I'm just honest. Go. So that sort of rounded out the night, and we sat and chilled out for a bit, and then she was like, oh, you want to play a game? And I was like, yes. So you're like a 5-year-old. Yay!
Yeah, well, yeah, because we had tried, like, there was a few things that we can consider we played with, but we tried some things. Like, after the spanking, we attached these massive metal weights to it's a leather sort of parachute looking thing, and it goes around his testicles, and there's hooks on it. Mm-hmm. And so we attached these really heavy weights to it, like 3 of them, and then made him go around and serve our wine and clean everything.
Damn.
And then we took them off. We put the humbler on him.
Can you explain what a humbler is? Because we've got a lot of greenies listening to us right now.
Oh, right. Okay. A humbler is a curved wooden device. And basically, it's got an opening in the middle of it. And they put their testicles through it so that the testicles are sticking through it. Like, it doesn't go down on the nuts themselves.
Right.
It's the skin in between the nuts and the rest of their body. And you screw it onto them, and then the curved bits go behind their thighs. So they have to kind of walk hunched over if they can walk at all. Mm-hmm. It's a humbler. They're going nowhere.
Yep.
And so he had it on, and she had this single tail. And we got, and he just got on the floor, and we just started targeting his nuts with this whip for ages. And it was so much fun. It really was. A good time was had by all. And that was sort of what ended the night, the humbler game.
This is why, soccer moms really need to open their options. Because you could have had such a different Saturday night. Instead of downing that magnum of wine and pouring it for yourself, you could have had better wine, beat the shit out of some dude who wanted you to, and closed out the night with relaxing.
He was very well behaved.
See?
Like, he didn't flinch, he didn't move around, he took the abuse, and he smiled and thanked us for it.
There you go. That's the kind of winner we like in our barn. I'm just saying.
You could tell he was very well trained. She's owned him for about 3 years now, and you can really tell that she's done a lot of work with him.
So I recently was paid the nicest compliment. I feel like, yeah, and I saved it for you, my darling.
Oh,
nobody else knows about this. So you're the first, besides me. So I kind of told you I was pumping the brakes a little bit about, being a dominant because Instagram can eat my dick.
Yeah.
But here's what happened. In my absence, my slaves collected themselves together and they found me. Yeah. And they were like, collectively, they messaged me and were like, we miss you. What's going on? And I was like, oh, it gets cuter. Oh, gotta love the commitment in these whores. So they actually were like, so what have you been up to? And I told them I started a new company, and they were so supportive that they are now all assisting me. All of them.
Oh, I love that.
And it gets better. This is the nicest compliment I was paid. So recently, this happened like between this week and last week, okay? Kind of over the weekend. And then this week, someone who's another dominant, who I actually quite respect, complimented me and said, your slaves are so well behaved and so well mannered. They were like, they're courteous. They ask if there's anything they can do for us, and will openly like the communication is very clear and concise. And they were like, and we know that's how you are. So you must have trained them very well. And I was like, thank you. I really was like,
true then.
I was like, all these bitches are mine and I'm proud of them. Thanks. So
it is like, it is the biggest compliment you can receive as a dominant, because a lot of people think that we just sort of beat people, slap people around, and get our sexual kicks off of them. But we put a lot of work. You have to remember, these people come to us because they have an idealized version of themselves that they want to achieve.
And also they have a standard for us, whether or not they realize it. There's always a bottom line for us. So we have a role to play also. Anyway, go on.
Absolutely. There's a standard for us. But they have a desire and a need in a lot of cases to be trained in certain ways. And we're giving that to them.
Yep.
And in exchange, they're serving us.
Yep.
You know, it is like any other kind of relationship where two people's needs are being met, but their needs are to become a better version of themselves through submission.
Right.
And I think that honestly, when you come across a well-trained, and I cannot stress that enough, a well-trained slave or submissive, there is nothing more beautiful, graceful, and honestly, I couldn't be prouder.
See? Oh, your voice.
It's all right. I fixed it.
Okay. But see, you can appreciate this compliment, and I knew you would, because for me, I kind of took a step back because I wanted to see who was really in it.
Yeah.
And I had other things to focus on. I mean, for those of you who give a shit and who actually know me personally, you know my life is swallowed up by my family and my horses, happily. You know, my business is, my heart is so in this business. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that doesn't even feel like work to me a lot of the time. It's a lot of work, but it doesn't feel as hard for me because my heart and soul are in this company. But when you take me out of the company and I'm just milling about the world, I've already got stuff to do. I'm already training animals and people and big horses. So training is just I've realized it's part of who I am.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's very much a part of who you are. And I think it's a part of who all of us are, really, as far as dominant types go.
Yes.
There is that. I don't know. It's really difficult to explain. There is a deep-seated identity there.
Yeah. You almost have a desire for perfection. I mean, not perfection in the typical sense of like perfection of body or even perfection of self. It's more of like, this is the standard to which I hold you. That's my perfection.
Absolutely. Yes. Could not agree more.
And
speaking of, though, I might have met a potential, haven't decided yet, new personal mate. New personal sissy mate. We've been chatting a little bit, and he's absolutely lovely. He lives close. You know, he lives like really a town over. You know,
so
like
super
it's
convenient.
not difficult to get here at all. So the travel issues aren't a deal.
Okay.
And just seems like a genuinely lovely person. 44, so not young.
Okay.
Thank
More
God,
mature.
because that was a problem for a while. I just kept getting messages by, guys in their 20s.
Yeah.
They're like, I've got no experience doing this, but I'd love to be trained. And it's like, I mean, that's cute, but that's not what I'm looking for.
Right. We have standards.
I don't want to start from scratch. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of work. You guys don't even realize how long it takes to get you in line. Anyway.
Oh, Christ, I'm saying, girl. But so we click really well, and we've been chatting, so we're going to see how it goes. We're going to meet in person on Saturday. Yay! And see how we get on, and I will keep you updated on that.
Yay! I love this.
Oh, I'm so excited. My other slave is on vacation at the minute, so I'm like, man, I got nobody to boss around at the minute.
Boss me around, babe. Anytime. Just tell me what to do. I'll like it. Okay, well, I feel like this is as good a time as ever to get into Strain of the Week.
Strain of the Week.
Can I take it this week? Because I have one.
Yes, you get until I get my laptop sorted out, you can take Strain of the Week because I can't look shit up while I'm recording, and my memory is awful.
All right, guys, welcome to Strain of the Week.
Strain of the Week.
Oh, my wifey loves this part. I love her.
I do.
Okay.
I do. It's great.
This week's Strain of the Week is Afghan Moon, and I'm going to tell you why. It's delicious, smooth, and it will chill you out and give you the relaxation and the relief of body pain you have been dreaming of. It's fucking...
Plus, it's really fun to say.
I know.
Afghan Moon.
Thank you.
It just sounds magical, doesn't it?
It is. It is. Okay. First of all, very heavy indica. It's a hybrid. It's Florida based, so if you guys are Sunshine Cannabis users, you probably already tried this. It's had a huge hit to the market already. A little background for you there. I love this strain for so many reasons. So for those of you who struggle with anxiety or body pain, this is amazing. I have a ton of body pain, and this is the only one that can hold up to what I deal with. Like, this is the goal. Yeah. Like, if I have, and it's so strong, guys, that if you take more than 3 hits of it, you're stuck. Not physically, but mentally, because it will relax you into, like, maybe I should just move and start a new life, you know?
Maybe I should just go live in the forest. I mean,
dude,
I watch Primitive Building. I could do that.
I'm just saying, you're so open-minded and relaxed. You're like, I'll give you some of the effects. So the relaxation is maxed out. So that's your first and most important effect. Indicas are generally relaxing, but this indica is heavy. It's an indica dominant hybrid. Okay, so this one's strong. It'll make you sleepy, but I gotta be honest, I've smoked a lot of it and not fallen asleep. I just get so relaxed. But I have a lot of body pain and I have issues sleeping, so maybe that's why I don't get tired.
Yeah, I'd probably pass the fuck out.
Yeah, she'd probably sleep for a few days. The euphoric is beyond, halfway. So, like, if you really want some of the psychoactive effects, they're there. But they're not going to overwhelm you like 9 Pound Hammer is a nice strain if you want to go to sleep, but not if you want to get through your day. You could take a couple hits of this and get through your day, function very well, and just be very calm. I know.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Have. Yeah, it's a great one.
You should have given some to that bitch at Chik-fil-A.
Dude.
Like, here, smoke this and shut the fuck up.
I don't want to share my good shit with someone that's so hateful. Ugh. But here's one of my favorite things about it. It's got like an earthy pine flavor. It's like smoking in the mountains. And I love that.
I do, yeah.
So,
I really like it when they have a nice earthy flavor.
Yeah, and then medical effects, it will fix your insomnia. I mean, for most of you, it says that. So I guess for people who aren't as bad as I am, it will make you super tired. Be careful. It's great for pain, like we talked about. Here's the other reason I really like it. It's great for muscle spasms. So I just got a cast off, and that's why I fell in love with this strain, because I'm still having muscle spasms, and it really does help. Also, if you have like tremors, like knee, my hand sometimes like jerks, things like that, it will relax all of those effects as well. Kind of your tics, essentially.
Right? That's awesome.
Yeah, and it's also fantastic for depression. If you were upset, now you're not. So, and for me, this was the perfect strain because I needed a functional indica. And right now, like today, I'm smoking Trainwreck, which we've talked about before. But the reason I'm not recommending that is because this one is the only one that could head off panic attacks and dealt with my pain at once. I didn't need anything else. I felt like it was noteworthy. So you can get it anywhere here in Florida at any of the dispensaries down here. Sunshine Cannabis sells it. It's fantastic. True Leaf sells it. But if you're in another state, I've heard that it's so popular already that they're going to start working with other states who also have it either legalized or medical cannabis. So it'll be available there soon.
I would like to try it because I've not had it, and it sounds really nice. It sounds like fabulous. I wish I'd had it yesterday when I had cramps so bad.
Yeah, it's great. I'm telling you. So I had cramps. I actually strained my back working on the farm. So when I did that, I was limping around. And one day I was just barely able to sit or stand. And so I used this strain, and I got to tell you, I was mobile that night.
Nice.
Yeah, it's great for mobility if you have pain and things like that. The problem with strains down here that are great for pain, they don't really give you the psychoactive effects. This gives you both. So that's why I was all for it. You get both. You don't have to choose.
Love it.
So that's where we at on that strain of the week. I'm really glad that you shared the opportunity with me because I can't really, hold up my end sufficiently without giving you guys a strain of the week. Like, people are requesting it, so I have to do it. We have to do it.
Well, it's so important.
Yeah, everybody needs to know about their weed, guys.
Right?
I would like you guys, if you're listening to us, to review us on Apple Podcasts. This is important, guys. Please do it. We don't even care what you say, negative, positive. We're going to read it. But you have to give us a 5-star review. That's important. That's important. We want more people to find us. This is how we do it. So help us do that.
Yeah.
In addition to that, if you ever feel generous, which apparently you don't, fuckers, you can send us money at paypal.me/tiptheladies. I might as well just close it down. Fucking people. The more realistic option is rate and review us on iTunes. And please, if that's too hard for you, share us. Tell people where they can find us. That is actually the biggest compliment you can give us. And let's face it, just because you're in the closet doesn't mean they want to be, okay? Maybe they want to talk about all their kinky shit. We're here for you.
Yes, we are.
Also, that's a great opportunity for me to say you can email us directly at Daddy Issues Show with a Z. It's in the show notes, so you don't really have to learn how to spell. Okay, I already put it in there. And you can email us directly. If you have a question for us about BDSM, kink, relationships, we're here for you. And we will totally fucking answer you.
Next episode, I'd like to talk about some of the more unusual and obscure kinks.
Yay! Weird kinks! Next episode, bitches. You've heard it. I'm just gonna listen to her. I run the show. She's driving the bus. You got it?
I have to drive the bus because I need you to get out of the car and yell at mean people that don't know how to get out of the fucking way in the drive-thru.
It's the only way. This has been Daddy Issues. Thank you for joining us. We love you. Bye, guys.
Love you.
Thank you for joining us on Daddy Issues. If you enjoy the show, rate us wherever you're listening to us. And if you'd like to show your appreciation, you can do so at paypal.me/tiptheladies. If neither of those work for you, share us with a friend. I mean, after all, we're everybody's guilty pleasure. Click, play, obsess.